Great morning! Great morning to all my peoples, all ever you are in this world. We over here in that morning walk again with that mind fuel for the morning for y'all. Listen, man, here it is. Mike Fonseca reporting live to duty to wake up 1 million people in this lifetime. And today, my lesson is gonna be on prosperity, right? And also love to talk a little bit about influencing and sponsorship. Okay, so if you're watching this video, man, believe that there's a purpose on that. You were put here not for my video, because I'm here an instrument of the word. Okay, but if you reach this video and you think that it helped and you watched it, be the person that clicks the share button. Give a little like, because when you do that, Instagram tells other people, hey, there's some good shit going on here on this video, and other people get to see the word. And that, man, is how we compound help everybody else. So your little like, although it might not make a huge difference for you, it would make a huge difference. It could be life-changing for some of the people that get across this video. Not because of me, but because of the content that we put out here all the time, right? And if you don't like it, that's okay too. It's better for you to do something, right? Put a like down, put a like up, but put something. Because the people that don't do nothing, you're dead. All right, so wake the hell up. Let's get it. Hey, it's a beautiful day. So, prosperity, right? So prosperity is something that it's actually built into us, right? We're meant to prosper as we walk through this life that we have, right? We're meant to prosper naturally. But what happens is that as we grow up, our peers, friends, families, situations, nurture and nature, right? As we grow up, the nurture part of it takes over a little bit, and we kind of like get corrupted. You get what I mean? Like corrupted. Some of y'all know a little bit about computers. I'm gonna equate it to the computer because I think it makes a lot of sense. So whenever you have a computer, right, there needs to be softwares in the computer, there needs to be hardwares, right? There needs to be programs in there, and then there needs to be a person to drive those programs. That's us, right? But computer wouldn't work if it didn't have the hardware, the body, right? Mind, body, and spirit. So a computer wouldn't work unless it had the hardware, which is all the components that it needs to be a computer, right? So think about that as a person, right? You want to be a computer or a millionaire or a preacher or a doctor or an influencer of lives and souls, right? But you're not a computer. You don't have the hardware. The physical part is not there yet, right? So what you got to do about that? Well, you emulate the greats, man. That's what I do. If I want to be great, I don't want to compare myself to somebody that is lower than me, when I say lower, man, I don't mean disrespect. Spiritually, right? Sabiduria, which means the knowledge, right? The wisdom, right? So that's the case. But if you gotta emulate the greats, right? There's a quote that goes somewhere along the way. If you want to be great, stand on the shoulders of the greatest that has ever been. And that's something that I'm 100% with, right? So understand, the hardware has to come first. You got to have the right body, man. Your body needs to be at 100%. Your mind needs to be at 100% in order for you to do what the greats do, right? For example, I've been doing these walks for a while now. I'm not a runner, but I'm a biker. So that's one of the things I want to do. I want to get a bike, and I want to start biking too. I want to create my own Peloton. I want to have mad people with me at least once a week, and we'll go bike 2-3 hours. 50 miles or some crazy stuff. That's what I want to do. That's why I want to push my body. My hardware needs to be there, because the successful people that I know, they do that, right? They bike, they do a lot of heavy, intense exercise. So I'm just going to find something that I like to do, and biking is one of them, other than walking, right? Walking is great because it gives me reflection. So my hardware, I'm working on my hardware, right? And we're talking about prosperity. That's a principle, okay? That's been here before when Earth was created, principles were created with them. That's why if you live by the principles, you never have to worry about the rules. Rules and laws were created by men. Principles were created with the creation of earth, right? So natural. Anything that man creates is artificial. Anything that was already here when we got here That's natural. And principles are natural, right? You must be a seed, then you get planted, then you grow, then you give fruits, then you die, you become a new seed, and you start again. That's the order, right? So that's another principle. We'll talk about that in another video. But going back to your purpose. So once your hardware is there, what you need next? Software, right? You need the Windows or the iOS or the Linux, whatever is it that you choose to use all the time. You need the hardware to be 100% up to date. You know when you get that annoying message on your iPhone? Need to update. Got another update. iOS is ready to update, right? You need the software. I need the software, the driver downloaded in my head that gets me closer to the Ferrari, right? So I need to walk here every day and I look at this Ferrari, and eventually the universe picks up that message and says, Michael needs the software to the Ferrari. So I download that software into my head by helping others do the same, and I conquer that, right? So that's the software part. That's the part where a lot of people lack, right? Some people have the body, but they don't have the software. They're not constantly putting in new and improved software and updating their system to be a par of other things that they need to be, right? Software. Now, last but not least, what comes last? You need a driver, okay? What is a driver? Well, if you know anything about computers, whenever you buy like a printer or you buy like another piece of hardware, there needs to be a driver that comes with it. And back in the days, we used to have a CD. It was a mission, right? Nowadays, you guys get it. Like sometimes even you plug it in and it loads the driver by itself. You don't even know. But technically, if the computer cannot recognize the printer through the driver, you will never be able to print. That's your body. Look how crazy that's a code, okay? That's a metanoia code. By the way, y'all been researching that word? Metanoia. That's the name of my channel, man. You know what I'm saying? That's me right there, bro. If you find the feeling of that, you understand. So, anyhow, get the message. If you do not have a driver downloaded within your software, you will not be able to use the printer to print whatever you want in your life. Whether it's kids, whether it's wife, whether it's a perfect body, whether it's success, whether it's entrepreneurship, businessship, ownership, whatever it is that you're trying to connect to, you are the computer. Therefore, you need a hardware, you need the software, and last but not least, you need a driver that allows you to connect to that extra piece of hardware that is outside of yourself. Whatever that is, right? So that's, right there is the principles. That's the prosperity laydown. So you need those three things in order to prosper, right? And then last but not least, identity and purpose. Identity and purpose. You need to have 100% down packed what your identity is. Who are you? Who is Mike Fonseca? Becoming Mike Fonseca was a thing for me, right? Who am I? Why do I make decisions like this? Why do I walk this way? Why do I talk this way? Why does this drive me? Why does this bother me, right? I need to realize who I am as an individual. And once you do that, everything becomes much more clear because you get somewhat of a direction in life, right? And if you don't know what you like, write down the things you don't like. That's just as powerful, right? Because I sure don't know where I want to be, but I sure know where I don't want to be. And that drives me to where I want to be because I remove things that I don't want, right? That's your individuality. Make sure that you don't want to be nobody. I don't want to be nobody. I learned from mentors, Tony Robbins, Paulo Massal. There's giants out there teaching you stuff, right? Chiwuli with the finance, you know, Chago Negro's another beast. So I emulate these people in my life, right? I read like they read. I try to exercise like they exercise. I try to expand my brain like they expand their brain. But I never want to be them. I never want to be nobody else other than myself. I'm beautiful, amazing. This is my plan. This is the Mike Show. I tell a lot of people this, it might come out as an arrogance, but it's not. This is the Mike Show, right? You're just part of it. There's only 1 in a million of you. Actually, 7 billion of you, right? Like Kanye said, there's only 1 of me, man. This is the Mike Show, right? So do whatever you need to do to make sure the Mike Show is on the road, sponsored, picked up, contracted, sold, creating that residual income for you. So, individual. I don't want to be nobody. I don't even admire them because I only admire God, right? I emulate them because I believe them to be greats in what they do. right? So that's what I do. But I'm individual as hell. I'm me. I love myself, right? So that's me, individuality. And then last but not least, because the video is gonna be a little bigger, longer than usual, is very important as well, is individuality and purpose, right? You gotta have a purpose. The purpose is what drives life. Let me give you an example. There's that guy or girl at the bar, right? Cute, the way you like it, your size, like we say in Brazil. And I tell you, yo, if you go outside and you run 10 miles, I know that girl, if she's looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I'll hook you up. I'll put you on, guaranteed, as long as you can run 10 miles outside. You never ran 10 miles in your life. You don't even know what running is. You don't even know if you're gonna die from trying, but you know what? Before you can think about it, your legs outside. Talk about 10 miles, we gonna get this 10 miles in, boy. And you never ran a mile in your life. That's just like everything else in life. If your purpose or your goal is not big enough, is not enough to drive you up of your bed or out of the bar to run the 10 miles, then you gotta make it bigger. Then that's not your purpose, right? So understand that. So let's give you a little resume here. Think about yourself as the computer. You need the hardware, right? Which is the physical computer. In order to be a computer, you need to have the physicals, right? So acquire that. 2, software. Every computer comes with a software. Some software is outdated. Some people prefer one other than the other. Choose your software, download it yourself, and follow it through. Make sure there are no bugs. Make sure that you stay on top of it for viruses, because viruses are everywhere, right? And then, last but not least, the driver, which is what allows you to connect to other things you want out of life. Okay? And then to close it all out, to make it real personal, individuality, right? Individuality, I'm gonna do a little backwards for y'all. Oh, individuality, sun shining on us. Individuality and purpose. If your purpose is not big enough, it's not gonna get you out of bed. If you wanna lose weight and you're not working out, that means the driver has not been installed. You're not driven by the idea. But if you make the purpose and the goal big enough, I would say the sky's the limit, but I don't say that, man. I say shoot for Saturn, so you end up somewhere in the moon. Because people say shoot for the moon, you end up in the stars. I ain't trying to go to the stars. That's the next level. I'm trying to go beyond the moon. So let's go. Who's with me, man? To the moon and back. Mike Fonseca, reporting live again from Miami. I love y'all. Please spare the message, share, like, whatever it's gonna be. It is gonna be another amazing day. Share this message with somebody that you think needs it. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Let's go. Let's get motivated.